everybody, Rachel Tiede here with this 13 Now evening update on this October 3rd. Happy Thursday. We've got a lot of headlines to get to, plus your forecast. So first, let's talk about what's new with this case out of Vermont. A 22-year-old accused of killing 3 of his family members in Paulette, Vermont, being held without bail. Brian Crossman Jr. appeared in Vermont Superior Court today. He pleaded not guilty to 3 counts of aggravated murder. The Granville man is accused of shooting and killing his father, his stepmother, and stepbrother, just 13 years old. This happened on September 15th. Prosecutors say Crossman Jr. should be kept in jail because of the gruesome act of violence that took place inside the home. If he's found guilty, Crossman Jr. faces life in prison without parole. We also are digging into a brand new lawsuit, and this lawsuit is from a former exotic dancer at Shenanigans Gentlemen's Club. She alleges that she was drugged and forced to have sex with customers during the time that she worked at the club. The lawsuit states she was forced to sell cocaine to customers, which escalated to drugging the customers with chloroform to steal their money. The dancer also claims she was forced to take drugs herself and was allegedly assigned customers to engage in sexual activity. She also claims she was sexually assaulted by the club's general manager, Luigi Canessa, resulting in a pregnancy that later ended in a miscarriage. Canessa was arrested in April over allegations of drug trafficking, sex trafficking, and wire fraud. We reached out to the lawyer representing Shenanigans as well as the owners. We have not yet heard back. We also are learning more about Albany Med nurses. They are continuing to protest over what they're calling a staffing crisis at the hospital. Nurses were back demonstrating at Albany Med today as Albany Med leaders are downplaying a report from the Department of Health. The report called out hundreds of hospital shifts that were not properly staffed. Albany Med is the region's only level 1 trauma center, and as the nurses union fights for a new contract with the hospital, they're accusing Albany Med of being understaffed. The result, nurses say, is longer wait times, fewer hospital rooms available, and nurses juggling just too many patients. And there is some evidence to support this, they say. The New York State Department of Health looked into staffing shortage accusations here, and the report stated Albany Med fell short of their staffing plan 480 times over a 6-month span. For some perspective, that's about 2.3% of all of the shifts. The staffing levels vary by department, but the nurses union says overall, many of them are juggling 30 to 50% more patients than they should be. We're still waiting for the full New York Department of Health report on Albany Med to be released to us. The hospital says they could come to a contract agreement with the nurses this week, but it doesn't seem likely. The hospital CEO also saying that with this report coming out, they're downplaying it, saying that patients' safety was never compromised, care was never compromised. This is a very in-depth story that has a lot of backstory as well. Head to our website, wnyt.com, if you'd like to read their statement and see how we got to this point. It's been something months in the making. All right, let's talk about our forecast here. This is a live look outside. This is Pittsfield right now, 57 degrees from your CDPHP first warning camera. Dry out there tonight, no rain to worry about. We do have some clouds across the region, and partly cloudy skies are going to be the name of the game. Oops, skipping the graphics here. Temperatures across the region here tonight are a little bit on the cooler side. We're getting more fall-like all the time. 48 degrees in Johnstown, 57 degrees in Schaghticoke, 60 at the Albany International Airport, and 52 in Stephentown. Temperatures the next couple of hours looking like this, dropping down to the mid-50s throughout those early morning hours. And satellite and radar shows just partly cloudy skies, mostly clear tonight. Clouds, though, will be coming in tomorrow even more so, and you can see the next front on the way as it marches over parts of the Midwest and the northern states right now, with the center of this low pressure system way up in Canada. This will bring cooler temperatures with it. It'll bring the chance of rain with it, and it will bring some breezy conditions with it as well. So the first freeze average dates, that's a fun tongue twister. Some have already passed, some of these average dates. So some of us are a little bit behind schedule, average, the average of it. Some of us are coming up soon. So the average date for Saratoga for that first freeze is October 4th. Copelskill is October 2nd. And then some even a little bit later here. Obviously, the lower lying areas are going to be a little bit later in October, with the higher elevations being first, typically speaking. So Troy first average date is October 18th. So we're keeping an eye on those temperatures because it's going to get quite cool here with temperatures in the 60s. Your hour-by-hour forecast, though, for tonight, things stay dry, clouds across the region. As we head into Friday, no problems for your commute to work or school with dry conditions. And it's going to be relatively warm tomorrow as well. So Friday itself is going to be lovely. As we get into the evening hours, we start to see the chance for rain move in here. This is 8 o'clock Friday, and that's when we just talked about that front over the Midwest. That's this now. By 12:30 a.m. Saturday, that front's going to get to us, and it brings with it the chance for rain. So when you see 74 on your 7-day forecast, you're going to see some rain. That's what this is talking about, the overnight hours, not the day itself. So that's going to move through. But by the time we're waking up on Saturday, things are dry and we're going to have a beautiful weekend. Saturday starts off nice and clear, nice and warm. We're going to have a gorgeous couple of days to get out and apple pick, get your pumpkin, whatever you like to do on your weekends here. So as we look ahead to the weekend, your grilling forecast is going to be perfect. Again, the overnight hours is when we're going to start to see that rain. So nice and warm, partly cloudy skies in the 70s. Your 7-day forecast looks like this. 52 tonight for your low, areas of patchy fog both today and tomorrow. For tomorrow, 75 degrees, mostly sunny, and then increasing clouds. 7-day forecast looks like this. That 80% chance on Friday is for that after or the evening hours, that overnight period that we talked about. Saturday looks great. Sunday, same thing. The day itself looks fantastic, but there's a chance for rain in the overnight hours into Monday, dropping down to the 60s for your high for the now foreseeable future. Getting 60 is your high on Wednesday and Thursday. So fall-like temperatures are on their way. The overnight lows getting down to the 40s. So getting closer to that first freeze, and it's something that we're going to be keeping our eye on as we head into the next week. A lot to talk about on News Channel 13 live at 11, but these were our top headlines here for this 13 Now evening update. News Channel 13 live at 11 starts in about 1 hour. We'll see you there.